Well, good evening, everybody. Thanks for patiently waiting for this video to come out. I know I've been promising the 1-year review for 3 months, 4 months now. I'll cover the dislikes first. And really I'll cover that first because that's a very small list. The 220R front end loader, you know, it doesn't have a lot of reach. I wouldn't mind just a little bit more reach with my front attachments. But I've learned to, you know, live with it. It hasn't really hampered me in any way. For the power of the 38 horse, and I only say that because I've never used the 32. From what I understand, they're very close in comparison. A 3-range tranny would have been nice. It's not necessary, but it would have been nice. There's a lot of times I know for a fact I would find myself in a B range if there was one here. You know, the only other real thing was the toolbox. Now, I later found out, I guess a lot of people considered this a toolbox. I considered it a glove box. I mean, it's got the power port in it, and it's not big enough for maybe 2 or 3 wrenches. So I never considered it a toolbox, honestly, until I was watching, well, comments on my video, my 25R 38R comparison. So I mounted one here with the idea from a guy in a 2 Series Facebook group, you know, and he showed me a picture and I mounted this there. I actually like it. It does get crudded up. Whatever's on the front tires goes on that, but it's a very handy spot for whenever I need to grab something. I'm working on the tractor, working on an implement. It's right here, easy to get to. And those are really the only dislikes that I have with the tractor. Now we can get on to the lights. It's super versatile because it's bigger, much bigger than a 1 Series, but it's not so big that you can't still get around the yard with it. You know, I can still get the barnyard. It's got tons of power, and that's another reason why I think a 3-range tranny would complement this very well. It's 38 horsepower, to be quite honest with you. That's a lot of horsepower on this frame size. And you can ask anybody and they'll tell you, you spin out way before you lose power. Now, solve that issue to some extent with these R1 tires. I can actually load this tractor up and get it to start bogging in the right traction, you know, circumstance. With these R1s, they really dig. The fronts, you know, they'll spin for a second when I hit a pile of dirt, and then as soon as you get a little bit of weight, they just, I don't know, they just dig in. Ergonomically, the 38R ergonomically is the king of the hill right now in the compact lineup for John Deere. And anybody who would argue that fact has never operated one of these. I'll guarantee it. Everything is right here. You know, I got my rear SCVs, the joystick. John Deere put a video out on regen, how you should run the tractor to make the most of it, to minimize your regen times. And auto throttle was the big thing there, you know. So what I've been doing, I just let the auto throttle do its thing. You know, unless I need a little extra throttle. Sometimes if you're doing front end loader work, you know, you want to bump it up to like 12, 1400 just to give you some flow so your hydraulics aren't running so slow. But I've started to really become accustomed to that, and I use the auto throttle the way John Deere intended it to be used. And you know, that's to maximize the efficiency of the tractor so you're not running at a constant 2,000 RPMs when it's unnecessary. I do like the rear drawbar. The fact that it's a real drawbar, but it is very low to the ground. I think mine, the top of my drawbar with these R1s is 10 inches off the ground. I'm gonna probably try tedding with this tractor this summer, just, you know, playing good video content anyway. And our tedder is a PQY, or however you say that, and it's a 17 and a half footer, 17 feet 8 inches, something like that. We're gonna try and see if I can do that. I can't use the 3-point drawbar with that because when you pick those outside wheels up, all the weight goes to the back, and that would just pick that 3-point hitch right up. So I'm gonna see if we can get that adjusted right to be able to use this tractor just to play, just to see. This tractor's actually a lot more comfortable than our 5000 to sit on. Some add-ons that I did, I've covered this in a couple other videos, but for those of you that are new to the channel, I did get both the rear remote set, so I have 2 sets of outlets on the back, and as I said earlier, you know, the levers are right there. Ergonomically, they're in a great spot. I got the 2.5-inch factory wheel spacers. I did get the LED lights here, and then I put a 20-inch 126 watt, I believe, night light off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for that. I put that on, and if some of you recall, I used to have, I almost felt guilty for taking it off because my dealer did such a nice job of mounting it. I had those 2 rotary beacon LED strobes here on a bar, and you know, box blading, and then when I bought the rear snow blower, you know, whenever I turned around, that bar was right in my face. So I took that off, and I bought a LED Outfitters mini light bar, and that thing is so bright. I can't believe how bright that is. It's got like 17 different flash patterns. I'll have a link below for that. But it's up high enough now that when I'm taking a round bale up the road, people coming at me could see it. The dealer put the block heater on. I had that put on pre-delivery. I did use that half a dozen times this winter. It got cold. End of January and the whole month of February was very cold. And up there, now again, there'll be a link in the description. I've got Ken's ROPS clamps from bolt-on hooks, and my light bar and my strobe are both mounted to those. And that is those things are really nice. They are. And you see there's more holes on the front. Like I could mount more stuff on those if I had it to mount, but they're really nice. They're super easy to put on. I have not disabled any of the safeties on this tractor. I made it my goal to not disable any of them when I bought this one. If I were mowing with this tractor, I'd probably have the reivew disabled, but that's all done through the computer on the dash. There's a video, a guy, Fred Flintstone, put a video out, I don't know, 4 years ago on how to do it through the ECM. I'm not gonna lie, the seat safety almost got bypassed. When I first got this tractor, and I spoke to a friend of mine in Illinois that's got a 38R, that seat safety, it just seemed so sensitive. If I just turned around in the seat to look back at the box blade or something, it seemed like it would shut the engine off. But I got used to it, and it's actually not near as much of a problem as it used to be. As a matter of fact, the only time it really gets me now is if I get off the tractor and I jump back on, and before I'm fully seated in the seat, I throw it in the gear and it'll stall the engine just like that. That's the only time it ever gets me now. I'll tell you the quick story about me. For those of you that are new to the channel, those of you that don't know, and I didn't even start filming and doing this YouTube channel until I had my 2025. So there's no footage of me with the 1023. 2017, 4 years to the day, I signed the paperwork on a 2017 1023 with an H120 loader. My only intentions for that tractor, in my mind, the only thing I thought I would ever be doing with that tractor was mowing this yard, you know, helping mow the in-laws yard a little bit, helping him out, snow removal, and we just wanted a real small tractor up in the barnyard to clean out. We were about, I would only say, 2 months into that tractor when I knew, in my mind, in my heart, I knew we went too small. I mean, we bought a tiller. Thanks to Tractor Time with Tim, I made a homemade potato hiller similar to the one that he used to use in his old videos. And so I had started making, not necessarily doubling up the payments, but I think my payment was whatever, $200. I was paying like $250 every time, and I got ahead a little bit on it, and then I wanted one of these, and I got persuaded into the fact that a 38 was going to be too big. And no, it wasn't my wife. So I went with a 2025. That was new. There were a few oversights on my part, as far as the 3-point lift height. You know, I didn't realize when I signed the papers on that, I didn't realize that they put a limited Cat 1 on that. I have no idea why they would have. The first generation 2025 had a full Cat 1. And the fact that they put a 1 series loader on that tractor, just, those were the two things I just could not get past. In my mind, I loved that tractor. I did. The 25R, in my opinion, is a great tractor, but it could be better. It could have been better if John Deere had, you know, put a little bit more thought into it. It almost, I'm not sure what they were thinking. But that's a great tractor in its own right. You know, our operation kind of outgrew it, one, and two, the fact that I've always wanted one of these. And I can go all the way back to March 20th of 2017. I was sitting in my dealer's lot, going over the paperwork for the 1023, and there was a brand spanking, just brand newly released 2038 sitting right on the showroom floor. Now, I'm not sure how hard he would have had to twist my arm to upsell me there, but I can promise you it wouldn't have been very hard for him to do it at the time. So I had the 2025 for 2 years. I traded in April of 2018, and I didn't take a loss on it on the 1023, but they only gave me just what the remainder of the payment was. So yeah, I started from scratch. Bought the 2025, and we had that for 2 years. And again, it's a great tractor, but it just wasn't for us. So when I started talking to my wife about it, she said, just get the one that you've always wanted this time, you know. She says, just get it and be done with it and be happy. So I went, and they had 3 on the lot. One was a TLB, and one had a mower deck and a front end loader, and this one sat there like this. So I bought this one, and then the add-ons we put on. And then when the 220R MSL came out last summer, as soon as the day it was available to order, I ordered it. I've had it since the first week of October last year, and this loader brings this tractor to a whole new level. The smartest thing anybody could do really is join Green Tractor Talk. It's an online tractor forum, and just spend at least 3 or 4 months reading in the subcompact forums and all the forums, the mid compact, the large compact, which is the 3 and 4. Spend some time reading. Think outside the box. Think about things that you would have never thought of. Spend some time reading on Green Tractor Talk and see what people are doing with these tractors, and that'll give you a great base to go into your dealership with a good mindset as far as what track you think you're gonna need. Listen to my story, shoot me an email. If you're on Green Tractor Talk, shoot me a private message. I don't mind talking about things in a little bit more detail privately about this tractor. This tractor is an absolute beast. And again, the R1s, in my opinion, brought this tractor up to the level where it should be, because instead of spinning all the time like I did with the R4s, now this thing will really hook up and it'll dig. I'm getting ready to do a hydro service on this and fuel filters, but other than that, I can't say enough good about this tractor. I can go out for hours on this tractor, and you're a little stiff. Well, I'm getting older too, but I'm a little stiff, but I don't feel like I got beat up. A 1 Series, in my opinion, and this is just mine, don't hate me for it, a 1 Series is a residential machine. If I ever owned another 1 Series, it would never leave this property right here. So that's it in a nutshell. These are great tractors. Ergonomically, these things are the king of the hill right now in the John Deere lineup. comfort, power. A lot of people ask why did you get the 38 over the 32? Why not get the most horsepower in the frame size you can get? I don't know. Why wouldn't you? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another video soon to come.